If you've ever tried to drill perpendicular holes in stock without a drill press, you know how difficult that can be. I'm going to show you 3 ways you can do that without a drill press and still get some really good results. But before we do that, I'm going to talk a little bit about drill bit selection. There's lots of twist drill bits available, and most commonly are the standard twist drill bit. Everybody's got them. But for woodworking, I'm going to recommend that you go out and invest in a set of brad point bits. Now, you can pick up a cheap set. You don't have to buy a set of 30 bits. You can buy a set of 7 or 10 pretty economically. The other type of bit is a bullet point bit, also pretty good for woodworking. And the advantage these 2 bits are going to give you is that they have a point on the end that's going to help that bit from skating all over the surface. And without a drill press, I think you need that extra control. The first method I'm going to demonstrate on drilling holes is using a standard doweling jig. Now, these are available just about anywhere. One of the strong suits of a doweling jig, obviously, was designed for drilling the edges of woodwork pieces. Now, today I'm going to show you a little bit about how to use it drilling on the face of these surfaces. Okay, before we drill holes, first things we need to do, I've already laid out my location lines that I want my holes, and I've also taken the time to do a depth stop. And this can be as simple as a piece of tape. It just indicates once the tape hits the top of the bushing or the top of the jig, you don't need to drill any further. Now, a doweling jig has bushings that are along the top, and these bushings have different sizes for different bits, and they're indicated on the side here. We're going to drill a 1/4 inch hole, so I've got a 1/4 inch bit, and I'm going to use a 1/4 inch bushing. Let's drill some holes. So we'll lay the jig down on the workpiece, and I'm going to center that, looking down through my bushing. I'm going to look down through that hole and center it up with that mark. I'm going to put that brad point right on that cross. You're ready to drill. Next method I'm going to show you is using a hole drilling guide. Now, this kit comes equipped with a clear plastic base. It also comes equipped with these metal bushings. It's got about 5 or 6 sizes you can use, so it gives you a little more versatility than a doweling jig. Now, like the doweling jig, this system also will allow you to drill holes in the edge of a workpiece. Simply drop the 2 pins or 2 nails through the base and basically twist that so those nails are tight against your wood surface. Now we're ready to drill holes in the surface of our piece of wood. With this jig, and because of how you lay it out, you need to extend your layout lines a little longer, as I have already done here. You simply place your jig down on the workpiece, and then you're going to line up as many of these corners as you can with the 4 corners of the jig. Start your drill. Now, this drilling guide gives you a couple other options for drilling holes, and still perpendicular. This indentation at the bottom of this base allows you to actually drill at a 45-degree angle on the edge of a board. Same process, you line up your lines, insert your bushing, and drill your hole. Another neat little option with that groove cut in there is it allows you to drill round surfaces. Now, you have to secure it on there, but you can actually drill a dowel with the same process. And lastly, because this is concave in this bottom, it actually allows you to set this over a ball and drill a hole in a ball, making it a pretty versatile little jig. The third method I'm going to talk about is a simple homemade shop version. You don't have to buy anything, basically a couple screws and some glue and some scraps in your shop, and you can come up with a really simple jig that will ensure some pretty good results. Now, a couple things with this jig. You want to make sure you get a perfect 90 degrees in your corner. The other thing is 90 degrees from the base to the face. That's also pretty important. One neat thing about this jig that the other jigs didn't provide is it really doesn't limit you on the size of drill bit you can use. So it does have some versatility. With this jig, basically what we're going to do is take your brad point bit and line it up with that crosshair, and then simply move the jig into place, making sure it's flat on your work surface, and keep that bit down in the corner, and you're ready to drill a hole. Okay, there you go. Now, I've shown you 3 different ways of drilling holes perpendicular to surface. Now, someday maybe you do buy a drill press. Don't throw these jigs away, because they do have a home in your shop for specialty situations, things a drill press can't do.